Yeah, Baba, it's neat.
Of gold and gold dust. So whilst you are shooting at them, don't forget at that time we have the British, all those invasions. Okay, all the invasion, whether the Portuguese, all those who were coming for slave trade and etc.
Spanish, Portuguese.
All those who have come along. I mean, they carry the gold dust and a pot of gold dust and gold. So whilst you are shooting at the wall, they will be giving the gold and the gold dust to the invaders. And they supply them with more arms, ammunitions. So your ammunition gets finished at a point. And because they were exchanging their gold, they get small. And because of that, they seem to conquer everybody. And before the war starts, they plant a flag. You know, when there is war, there is a flag that is planted. And when they defeat you, they take over your lands. Okay, and that's how come you'll probably see that the Ashanti region side has a bit more bigger land than the other regions. Okay, so, and even though we say that they were not defeated in war, the original people who have never been defeated before is the Ga people. Because if you walk down our streets, you will see a little boy of 6 or 7 years fighting somebody like my size. You throw him down, kick him, he will tell you that when he gets up, you will see. Which means that we never give up. And we always believe that no matter how down we are, we'll definitely get up and we'll finish you.
No, the more I don't take ball take Bobby Muekong. Benesha Jeme na Bemedi Jinkong, no Ejofue, never Bogamancha manie. Near Kegamanchake, ni Shiota. Ole no ni ododoa koemi. Shiota. Noni bani gamena abe na boake ole no ni ododoa koemi ni Shiota. Ole no ododoa koemi. No biamie asafuache Christopher. Asafuache okuji otuo ke asafuache bankatami. Na babu amanie no gamanche chami. Ni ahota kejegan. Ni manche okanja. Fata heko. Ni atwangongo. Kete na dianshigbe. No dikpo Katamanso gbe. Na pome aja mesegbe. Koni game aja hiegbe. Ni atutu ame ke nomo. Abotemi ke nomo. Agbene onake ayigami. Ajiwo. Shita monkebwe. Ame bama ame flala. Ye Katamanso gono. Ni soja fuwe ten. Damoy. Asla fuwe ten damoy. Domo ame flage. Noji. Kame yibwa mbafo no ni bo yi amame no ba fa si ame no asrafo nyoma domoe dano ba ho no afa ya unto fi o si ame yiwo ka se eko na me yiwo ka se eko won agbene wo konga won ake ke me telu edwebo ame na ame yiwo tui ame ke oti adan nkrofo no omu ba ye tuni yi ona tui no game na ke ame egbe ko na me ke cho ame wo ba ko na kan gbe wo han wo no ka chante me nhuwe keke game ne bu ame na ebo kakaban esusu moji ewebi ni ke baje no afu ijo agbe na me na ke ka ma tu ame hie ama atale na me wo soja fu agbe baba o agbe ame mi ni ke ne ba agbe na ba me na ke game ye ame no sani ajofu manche na mekete ta atole akoto se yawo ni akoto se yawo ne soja nu eko me wole ni etelele ni ewe tui eke hey amengbe wo omu kun ye fanana pinkwa enu ene no wocho no wona koko na atole pinkwa eko ona ke na ya ko no macha no abo.
Okay, so during the war So during the war, you plant your flag, and then the opponent also plants their flag, and then the war starts. Whoever wins takes the flag, and then you possess that land. Okay. So we realized that they were killing our people, and he's saying that Their flag, they had 10 soldiers. Instead of planting the flags and leaving it to fight, they had 10 soldiers in front of their flag, which means that no matter what you do, you cannot even get close to it. And our people realized that they were speaking their mother tongue, okay, their dialect, which is the Akan or Chi, if you like. And, okay, let me step back one. The second day when the hunter went to the Dodoa forest, he realized that the people have become many. And he saw that they were planning for the war, the battle. And then he rushed to Accra, where we are, to inform the government and the kings that this is what our opponents are planning towards us. And if we sit down, they've already moved into our territory, and before you realize, they have neared us. So they should hurry up and gather their army.
Christopher, Mankata.
Good. So those are the
names.
Those were the kings at the time. Asafoache Christopher, Asafoache Mankata, Asafoache Nii Kanja.
Kanja the first
is from Gbese, from here. Okay. Which means that we're part of the fight. Okay, the battle. And I say it's the battle of Katamanso. So if you Google it, you see it. Or the battle of Dodo. So he came to inform them, and then they gathered their army, their people, informed those to the other side, Tema, boom, Pram area, along the coast. You know we are along the coast, to lead whilst we joined. And then when we got to the battlefront, we realized they were killing our people. Because like we said, they have the gold dust and the gold which they give to the colonies. So they're able to supply them with more ammunition to fight. Okay. And then they heard them speak their language. And our people, in their smartness, also started speaking their language back to them. So when you near any of them, then you speak to him, and he thinks that you are one of them, and you say, oh, join us. So you join, and then they kill them there. You join, and they kill them there. You join, and they kill them there. So, so that's how come we adapted some of the names they use and all those things. To the extent that their king who led them in the war, Akoto Seyao, as he said, and Yao is a Thursday born. You know, we have day born names here, the day you are born and the name given to you. So Yao is a Thursday born. Yao. Baingan. Okay, Kwabna is Wednesday. No, Tuesday. Kwabna is Tuesday. Okay. So we have the Chi version, we have the Gan version. So Yao in Gan will be Kwao. Aha. That's it. So that Akoto Seyao, as he referred to, was the king leading the Ashanti. And then they beat him, and one of our warriors carried him in.
I'm soldier for a wall tele ni ame tree yake gamen gbe ame no afanupi nkwanu no bi ame adote gbolo correct no mi adote gbolo tu emi ni na aka ke manchem bote ko emi adote gbolo na no eko ake gboble kwotu e kwano ni ya no na ke manche boin ko e bek mo ni etun ne fuito na ko itu e ke bagan no agbele na agbele pe agbene sana fan me flag e na mo ba fan flag e na ya yo dede yin eja tupai atola akuye e fata yi na teta ni mamine e ton soja fu e nyoma fe ami ne ani na flag e mokomeni damo here ni je onupa ekwela oneke mami we ofrifie yie e ba to gbe afie ya tupai channel.
Okay, good. So he's saying that the one who came to announce the war, Adote Bolo, when the war began, he climbed up the tree. He was not part of the fighting. And then when he saw that their army was carrying their king away, he cut his head from on top of the tree, cut his head. And then a woman who is called Akuye, not far from here, which is part of
Gbese Atupai.
Gbese Atupai. I mean, 2 minutes walk from here. There was a woman who was part of the war. He went through the soldiers, the 10 soldiers, and then they said this woman is from a well-cultured or a well-trained home. I mean, very brave woman. So that name in tree of free, that my tree is not too good. So, so it became a name that we now use. Okay, and they brought the head of that king to Accra here. You know what it is when you defeat somebody and then you bring the head back.
Niwo ashante me ayikwa metashi game pe yiame. Niwo yiame wotan me ni hwe ni jofue be ko me kwokete wo gbonugbe. Anya me se ni afimo me ko me agwa ma yiame. Na me yetri wo yetri en wo ka ake wo ye berima twana kwo ngene gbe chonchoko. Wo ye berima twana kwo gbe chonchoko. Agbene me ni nafu eje keti amema aboye amanie. Ni ye ke dabi amemba na me ba jigame na me ti ama wo kanfna musu agbe hie ye ka amemba amba yigame lele ame bagbidi anukwale sande ayiame na me na ko ekodan na me jofo eketi ashantie amakun ameyi na me shehi yi efe na me wole jise incline ayiko wo etamine kedan jise incline when I met you to a decent crime. Bear Gigi and crime channel.
Okay, so when their men were defeated and they saw that there was a brave woman among the Ghana people, those who ran back went to tell their people. And the woman said that no, we will not sit down for these men to have destroyed our people. So they also coming to fight. And then they came and of course they were beaten properly, and they were given a kind of haircut, and which today, if you see their queen mothers, you see that their hair is cut around something, a particular style, and they give it a name. And they said it is only in Accra that you will get this kind of haircut, and today it's become a name that they use there.
I mean, you are doing about be comments and go be more Nishitamu Cafe bo coding.
So that is it. So we're saying that it is only the Ghanaians who defeated the truth and all that. And if you followed the political conversation in the just ended election, the last election, one of the aspirants told the people in the Ashanti region that if they vote for him to become president, he will pull the sea to that part of the country because they cherish the sea. And it's such distance. So it is only the Ghanaians who destroy them. But I mean, post-independence government, you had people writing, distorting history and all that. And at one era, part of the books we read in secondary school, which was a compulsory reader, really did very bad to the Ghana people. They turned everything upside down and made it as if it is only the Ashanti Kingdom that rules everything. And they never want to hear the Battle of Katamanso. But whether they like it or not, it happened. And next year is the 200th anniversary, and it's going to be celebrated big. Even though there's a divided opinion that once you do it, it may bring back certain memories which may not be well, but we all cannot forget our history. We all cannot forget our history. So whatever it is.
Nii Gbese first manche. Ike na ka igbe me te ejeke no ya te ko ya she asene manche. Ake sana shu ameke ya na me ya se. Asene manche ke esumo tatajon. Ke tie aba agbele. Ike ebaya no first manche okanja eteta ete kometo eke lo menate. Netie ayia megbia me shua mekete ni sanaya no fotase ne ba asene manche na ke eba asene manche na ke eba ni ehani ashwe obonu mi ano ebie ni ejo obonu ne ka asene manche ke eba ye eduna mene na kanshia ni weku yichwe le ne ka kwashia yin again buy in Duna, Eja no me, new Kanja, Woke any bag.
Yeah, that's it. So he was talking about the king from Gbese who led the war, and because he's conquered a lot of people, and maybe that contributes to why Gbese stretches all the way to the Insawam part of it, because we have, lands are acquired through conquest, okay, etc. So, so that's what he has said. I will stop it here. The history is very long. We have a book called The Gbese People of Accra. I'm sure in your next visit we will make it available to you, or we can arrange with France. If you want copies, we'll send them over to you. You can look.
Take the yamini, ameta woni okanja na ejeta na iba emifu eti asle what jini oje e lo fin ke bagbese e awo kole ejen e awo sakumo ejen ewo oku oni oku tesi wonabu oku ito e awo wo e lo fin ejen ne ke bagbese ne jini okanja.
Okay, so
nyeto anyedi
So he said one of the reasons Gbese is so strong is that our king, who went to the war, after he returned, he brought some of the gods from the other family homes and brought everything to the Gbese people. And that makes us very strong, because then they no longer have any gods again. And he mentioned a couple of those gods. That's it. Thank you very much. We'll get interactive now. If you have any question or questions, you can ask, and then we can get interactive. You give us a sign, we'll give you the microphone to ask your question.
With the history, is there still tension between people of God and people of Sante? Yes?
Yes, biakashi iwo na te takeni biake nan work ba fe ani beye game ke Ashante me alo me konkoma.
Ashante me no jigbeye na me shi ogame mene. Nindi we fi otomo ni wakame besandi. Shin le papa wakame jogba. Shin ake na yiko ame etamindan. Ni game pe jiame ewo. Ame sumo na gba na kansani e. No efe etamo panko ni kan wakame te. Wakame jogba shi kame na game surubo na me kwa ame.
Okay, so there's no tension, there's no fight, as you can see as you go around the country. We live brotherly, sisterly, as one family. But of course, the history always reminds them that we've once defeated them. We beat them mercilessly. And that's the fact that nobody, but they don't like that history to be told. That's why there's a divided opinion as to whether the 200th anniversary should be celebrated, so that people are not reminded of what happened. But that is history. You can't change. But as for living in peace, in oneness, and everything, it's absolute. It's absolute. And you'll be told everywhere you go that, or as you have seen, I'm sure you've gone around the countries. You've gone around the country. You've gone to Cape Coast. You've gone to other places. You've not received such welcome as this one. Is true or not? Is it true or not? So that tells you how welcoming we are, and we are about the best welcoming people in the whole of Ghana.
Thank you. So for me, a lot of the things I observe is different things. Like they're symbolic. For someone who is from Ghana or even more, this is it. For us, it's like, why are you wearing that? What does that represent? There's so many questions. And I want to take the first one to the gentleman who is to the left of the king. And he has a whip. So I would like to know what that whip is for. Is it for, what is that whip for? And are you a protector of the king? All of the different wares, what does it signify? The priest who has the headgear, there's so many, like, if you could take a minute and explain them, I think, for the rest of us.
Biakeshi ame nibipi ame domomi na me to ame no shishi ya ke asafache Christopher man yen de ani eke bumanche ya lo eke njime na talia na ewu te ekwewulo mo boni ebu e nchofa eke ni bi e wo to ame na kan ni bi ame na ame no shishi
over na yeshi wa mbafi o ni ayata anobe na ba ayata boni asafache me sa ame ni bename same noji ate na te ta ho ni wodian cheme ke tofan cheme aba wo boto fa aba shiti ke ba wo wana ke atale na ewu e wo le fro ni bi yemi fe chon kita ake ene neke na ya ni ko na noku e fe modin ka yue ene ntamoko pe no ko na shishin iba laje ene nchon ake shika ni ke otoba no nde ba hye no ke ejole ba pe oba na shika tremba atale emi ni bi ye chon ni ehan ni gbeye mo bo mo ni oyata no ke hewale ke kan ko ya no wo tabi ami wo ke ne agbene je mo fe mo ni hietun si me ko me hion pane atole plebi no je ne ka ke shobu e fa no ni atwabotun po no ame hie ne ke tun ye fe ke etun te tan na agbene ke bo pe ni egbala ke no mo ene e ke ba gwabo ni ko gbe si onye si ote don no asafo ache ne asai ke te ta ka ogbe na mke wulo mo mbaba.
Okay, so is explaining the. Okay, if I got more thing, is explaining what the costumes you use the cowries to. So this tells the warlord that when he goes and he defeats the enemy, he will be paid handsomely, and the number of cowries that you have in your costume shows how much you get when you return a victor. And then the other ones shows the gods. It tells you what to do, that when you meet an opponent, this is what you do, okay? And etc., etc. And then the whip. The whip is used to beat the enemy or the opponent. So it supplements the gun. So when it comes closer to you, you use this to whip, and it's as painful and as deadly as the gun itself, and that's why they carry it. Yeah.
Yes, Anyebi. Na numo wulo mo hu ye blema bia mi levi bia mi Mose baloni ni efe ni enyi oye klon ne wo na nyumo ke Mose yue beku ni ke la ke shikon no ni no enyi eye klon ake na eji gbalo na ke she yue mo chon eno ke ha mambie tokota no na ewu ejie na jin oba na ke faye ni wulo mo bue oba na nyefa ne afe na kan shinu wo kan chon ni inge shi ba mfe ka le no ko wa gba na nyu waji manche be waji na chejine wo ye 366 days ya afimi wo ye 65 ni leap year fi 66 now nyumo beji na kan be efe ni nyumo ke ehingbe nkwe ebi fe ni newo akeni dadmi nyumo nkwe ebi ye hewo ni wulo mo efe klon gbomo efe le klon gbomo ebu na kan faye ke nyumbo ke kwa faye na ebue nyumbo kwa faye na ebue ye na kan gbin efe mi no e ko me fe ko mi e da mo se ran gbin ni nyumbo ke le yuo ni ekewe bi e ayue agbene oba na ke faye e ko kano neke ko kwa gulo mo fa wana e neke energy pamo ni kan le wulo mo e ko pleje o kle nyampo ete ene no ayuo ke ton enu omumo yue mo se yue mo aketon ene no ke ha le ye gbatun emi ni eke yoba na ekome ni je ni sile unko klo ni ekome unko wa ke jele mi eye koklo ni wo fe ekome ni oba na ke ko no mo aklama over ne ba mene mi ton bo ko le wulo mo afaye nyefa ne eko ne no mo aklama opobi ne le wo ba na ke eno ene ko be sinoji ake jele mi eye koklo ni efe ni mokoyo nyumbo himbe shoeno ndone oba na ke lewo ite egon lewo nyumbo yuo ke tonjen kete balo atun emi na meke wo yuo ne wo ake ne ke hesa mo ne ha me ake lumeni eche ni nyumbo ke yuo mo ton ameno ke ha wo ni wo je Israel ke ba amenye wo hin ni nyumbo ka ma ke aye amehieche amefeche na chole pampi che aha meche na mekefe pampi eche enyolo ete ni alo afin ake mo si na ake mo shishia wujia shinana noji ulo mo ba ke bo ake ka ho chone nyi wo ke wo fe wo hin bie ka bo le tue no ho tue obi e se ko lo ulugo ba gbebo alo aba gbebo no le mo ni gbebo do nyi wo ka me yuo atake pampin na me ke tone nyi o ake gbechon mo ona ke mo se hin echo ni ke chongbe ke nyi wo ke le ba yu e ha ni tue kele fi okadi tu okadi yedin edamoshin ke damoshin no mpe no na ba kele akole ne ke mwambi eyu no ama me hesa mo na ke yosi o amene ake sanefe klon eja ke nyongo kele tuoni eyu adon ba me.
Okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah, that's fine. So the first Ulomo is the priest. So it is saying that for the guidance of the people, because they lead the people in the days of Exodus, when they were moving to our present place. If you refer to the Bible in Exodus 3:5, you will see there when the people, in fact, it starts from the whole of Exodus, but 3:5 specifically talks about when God spoke to Moses and told him to take off his sandals, because where he's standing is holy ground. So if you Google Exodus 3:5, you'll find it there. And that's why they don't wear anything on their feet. Because every day, because where they walk is what? Holy ground in Exodus 3:5. And the feathers that you see on the hat is 365. So each feather represents a day in the year, and to signify that God is with us every day. And there's something in the middle, the one he lifted, which is pointing to God. And that's where he receives that divine instruction from God. Okay? And the other one he showed us, even though he did not have the feathers around it, the meaning is that the earth is round and that the eyes of God is everywhere, seeing us every day. And so they have the different hats. The two is what I've explained. And then the stick that he holds is also for guidance. Again, if you look in Exodus again, when the people were moving, they used the rod to point the sea, and then it departed, and all those signs that so God communicates to them and instructs them what they should do with the rod as a sign of instruction. So he carries it every day, and he uses it to lead his people. Yes. Next, any question?
What exactly are you doing to celebrate the bicentennial, your 200 years? That sounds like it's going to be a major event. So I'm curious to see how big you're going to celebrate.
Like I said, okay, no be biakashi nakai afi ohai nyo ni wobana wasa afi e ni wokayi Ashante mano ye the battle of Katamanso. Miniji nani wo feel. Miniji nani wo ba fe ye nakai be mi ejake ina akashi biwuluni alo okadino ko nu wona. Okay, so like I said earlier, there's a planning committee trying to put the thing together. And because of you know how it is, I mean, we're still going through that thinking process, yes. But definitely something significant will be done. So once it's all planned, we'll send that information to you, so you can be part of it, yeah.
Need damage.
Okay. You will be mean kama akashi. Baby, join ache kukoni wo join boni ba ni mfita ino ani le boni wo ba ye na kan be wo ha shaka ka yueni be kume ko kwe na impeke ache no ko klo shishi wo won join olo ke boni sana afele na aka yuenoko alo afi enoko keke eke sane ba yese echo be alo noko ewo won chomi npo shi won join bo fi aboni je aba afi noko she won kwa taba fele ten ni eke kome ke shishi mo baba fe nani ba ble wotin ya ka wo fe wo fe gbe me kome. Okay, so
there, I'm curious to know what challenges you all have and what challenges you face in this modern society as kings and queens, and how you are overcoming them, how you're trying to surmount them?
Thank you. Very good question. It will be Bia Keshi. Anyway, yo, ake game, wo mancheme, ke wo manyeme, ke ni biya miniji na bai ni wo ya wo chomi ni te wo fi ote ni wo ji wo yemi. Okay, so like I said, it's got to do with modern day governance. And the capital, Accra being the capital, you know that there's a lot of what we call rural urban migration. Everybody coming here. So we are experiencing some kind of population explosion. Okay? And so there's a huge challenge on land. Over 50% of the Ghanaians, and I'm not speaking about Gbese specifically, but the capital as a whole, about 50% of the lands have been acquired by government. So you see places like the airport, the military base. Oh, okay, the king is calling my attention that it's 80% that has been acquired. So a huge portion of the lands have been acquired by government. So, okay. It says in 1875 by the colonial government, they acquired most of the lands for development, okay? And a huge size of the land has been acquired, most of them without compensation. So you see places like the airport, the harbor, I mean, everything that government develops, because it's the capital, the lands have been acquired by government. I mean, the railways area, I mean, and many other state developments, some of which compensation has not been paid to the people. And population is increasing. State is acquiring the lands. So where do you expect the people to move? Okay, so His Royal Majesty wants me to mention some of the places. So that the Bank of Ghana, I mean, all Central Bank of Ghana, all the national monuments. I mean, I don't know if you've gone to Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum. I mean, all the national monuments you see in the capital are lands for the people, which the government since 1875 has acquired. As I said, some compensations have been paid, some compensations have not been paid. And if you don't pay compensation, how do the people develop and expand? Okay, so it's a very big issue as we speak now, and the current government is saying that it's going to release some of those lands for the schools to be able to develop themselves. And here being the capital, the price of land here is very high, very, very high, okay? So that once you get it, depending on where it is, you'll be able to use it for the future development of the community. So you go around and you see these are the ancestral homes. You see that the population is quite higher than the space that the people have. It's just because their lands have been acquired. So land acquisition by government is a big issue. And also the issue of urban poverty. Because in the rural areas, it's very easy to go into agriculture. I mean, your backyard is there, plant something, and then you're hungry, you pass the corner, you find something to eat. But you can see the capital. You can't do such things here. So there's a problem, there's a huge problem with that. Yet, a lot of state aid goes to the rural people, while the urban people are left to themselves. So, free education, I mean, any NGO that comes to the country, they all rush to the rural communities because they think that is where help is needed most. But we all know that urban poverty is more harsh than rural poverty. So those are some of the challenges. And urbanization, if your education is not so high, surviving in the capital becomes very difficult because you have to be very skilled, etc., etc. And those are some of the reasons that His Royal Majesty, aside from the kingship and the cultural tourism, is also deeply involved in driving investments to make sure that, their businesses, their manufacturing companies in the capital for the people to gain employment. So it takes those trips. I mean, last year we were in Liberty University in Virginia to attend the CEO Summit, just so we can drive some investments here. And we're getting some very positive results. I mean, we will continue as and when there's that opportunity to look. So we welcome you all. If your friends are interested in investing in Ghana, whichever sector you want, you can always discuss with His Royal Majesty, and we are available to give you that guidance. And just know that the Accra Central, the business district, the busiest business district, is all under His Royal Majesty. So, I mean, doing business should be very cool. Yeah, sure.
I thank you so much for this again. I just have a general question. So, with the influx of people from Jamaica, America, and
many Germans say about my name and they work on your thing and it by one at Mukweja saying a beba hill man or the low nuku. No, there are absolutely no tensions at all. I mean, one of the slogans of the Ghana people is may strangers be added unto us. And we say it in Ghana, Ablekuma, Abakumao. So we are very welcoming. Like I said, it's Ablekuma. I'll test that to you. Ablekuma, Abakumao. May strangers be added unto us. So it's the Ghana community is very welcoming. It's very open. Like I said, you've gone to other places. You can tell for yourself so far where you've received the most welcome. Yeah. So there's no tension at all. As a matter of fact, we even driving investment. we want people to join us. You know, we want people to join us. So you are welcome. If you want to marry, whatever you want to do. you want one? Oh, okay. No, he's gotten one of the kings already. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah, the one in the dark cloth. Please, any more questions so we can wrap. Okay. Okay. Any more questions? We are fine. Okay, we're fine for now. I'm sure we're going to have a continuous engagement, and any other question that comes after, we'll keep in contact. Yeah. Sure, we'll keep in contact. Okay, in whatever or I shine for the Kuni Walker one if we'll do the photo sessions and then we'll bring our visits to.
Yeah, Baba. Yeah, Baba. It's Nii Gbese. Them say you want to chop my